Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your Packers Daily Chat here on the Cheesehead TV social channels. The Packers not making a ton of headlines after a flurry of moves, which saw them bring back Kevin King, Mercedes Lewis, and company, getting the band back together. Now we wait to see if there's a Friday news dump, possibly this afternoon, heading into the weekend, as the Packers are wont to do, to try and blow up pizza night. Aaron Nagler and his girls. Hello to everybody in the comments section. Good morning, Gary, Rick. How are you? Good to see you, Fred. Hope you guys are doing well in the UK. I saw Sweden is in the house. What's up, Packers fans worldwide? That's how we roll. We're here for you. We're devoted to Packers fans across the globe. Matt, I don't know what that is, but I like it. What's the latest, John? The latest is not a whole lot. Not a lot going on at the moment after the Packers brought back Big Dog. I would think the Packers are probably going to hold off, see if there are any bargains available down the stretch here, but kind of turn their attention towards the draft. I think there's no question about the fact that Gutekunst is feeling pretty good about the squad that he rolled out there in 2020. There will be slight adjustments here and there, but for the most part, this is your team. She's at TV. What's up? What are the chances we land a Geno Atkins or a KJ Wright? Minimal. Maybe on Atkins. I saw someone asking about Reed earlier from Seattle. That's a pipe dream. A very, very small possibility. They'd obviously have to make some kind of contract move in-house to make anything even remotely available cap-wise to make a move. But yeah, I think it's a minimal chance. I had a dream we signed Jamal Williams back. Oh, William, why you gotta hurt Big B like that? Don't be doing that. Packers trivia, Big B. Speaking of Big B, here he is. Packers trivia is coming. We talked about it on the happy hour on Wednesday night, which you were conspicuous with your absence. The week of March 22nd seemed a little aggressive when Corey said it, and it turned out to be the case. But it's coming. It's coming. Lots of Live X stuff going on that's precluding it so far, but it'll happen. Just be patient. Nags, you're only batting 500 with my super chat. Loves you anyway. That's why I'm a Patreon member. Alan, the super chats keep going, and then I start talking, and then they just pile up, and I get to as many as I can, but sometimes I'm gonna miss them. Sorry, buddy. It happens. The key is to get in there early. Kevin, why 69 on the shirt? Why do you think? I'm gonna let you answer that. Why do you think? Cups? See the cups? 69 cups. Beer drinking? 69. You'll get there. Man, I love that we can't get through. This is like the old school BJ Raji stuff. Like we cannot get through a chat without someone bringing up Yosh Neiman. Has size and speed, developed core strength, and sat and learned with Bakhtiari and will play left tackle as needed in 2021. Mick, that'd be lovely. I think that's a big jump, but we'll see. Hopefully, we can get a glimpse of him in training camp this year. Alex, I got a super chat for you. Accidental Hero, thank you for the super chat. You meet Corey in art school. Is that more John Lennon, Stu Sutcliffe, or David Byrne, Chris France? Definitely more David Byrne, Chris France, I would say. That's wow. That's a parallel right there. See, Eric knows. Eric knows what the 69 shirt is for. Come on, people. This shouldn't be tough. Since you mentioned him, when do the Packers sign BJ Raji? Seattle bringing it back. Let's get excited for Savage taking another step forward towards elite. Yes, Robbie, I'm all in on that. People always talk about the Packers, quote unquote, not getting better. Well, the getting better part is going to happen from within. And Savage is certainly a candidate, somebody who really came on as the year went on last year. He'll be playing in a new scheme, so it's always a bit of a touch and go prospect as far as if he's going to hit the ground running. But yes, still untapped potential there. Still hasn't reached his ceiling. Can be an elite player if he puts it all together. That is certainly a guy you want to look for to continue to improve in 2021, no doubt. Dave, thanks for the super chat. Feel free to not read this super chat. Happy pizza night. Thanks, Dave. That's very nice of you. Can you tell your Frank Signetti story? Oh, Zach, I'm not near drunk enough to tell that story. Who are you looking to make the biggest jump this year? Good question. Probably A.J. Dillon. I know it sounds weird because we did get a glimpse of him last year, but I think he's just scratching the surface of what he's going to be in the league. I think DeGuara doesn't count because he had the injury. I think Jace Sternberger is going to shock some people. I'm a still big believer in Jace. Andrew, thanks for the super chat. 69. Nice. There you go. Fuck it, get Yosh Neiman some snaps at quarterback when we're up 30 in the fourth quarter. That's great. My chat's not so super. Antoine, it's super in my heart. That's all that matters. So they'll put Patrick at center, we're thinking. Matt, I would not be surprised if that's the case, yes. I know some people are suggesting moving Jenkins inside, but with Bakhtiari coming back from that injury, I have to think they slide Jenkins out at left tackle to start and probably put Lucas Patrick in at center. Now, that's not to say that there won't be a competition. Maybe Hansen makes a jump, and he'll probably be in the mix at least to compete. But I think Lucas Patrick is probably right now, if they had to roll out there on Sunday, which of course they don't, but if they did, yeah, Patrick would probably be your center. Guys, I'm glad the 69 shirt is such a hit. You can find yours in the Cheesehead TV store. See how I did that? Promotion in motion, baby. Love it. Oh boy, lost my mouse there for a second. William, thank you for the super chat. What does Jace need to do to be more effective? Stay on the field. I mean, it's simple, but you just got to stay on the field. It really feels like that one drop he had against the Lions has colored people's perceptions of his game. I think he can be a really effective downfield weapon, and there's no question he needs to get a little bit tougher when met with a resistance as far as being a ball carrier. But yeah, I think he's really got a lot of untapped potential, and I don't think for a moment that we've come close to seeing him even approach his ceiling. He's just got to stay on the field. He's had a bunch of freak stuff happen to him early in his career, whether it's the cheap shot he took by the Texans in the joint practices, whether it's catching COVID, catching the flu late in the season, etc. It's all freak stuff that's kind of piled up and limited his ability to get on the field and contribute. If he can just stay clean, get on the field, stay healthy, booyah. I think you're going to see a lot of production. Hagler, do you have a tattoo? No. I've been thinking about getting one, though. But no, at the moment, I do not. Jake Kumaro, says Moises. That's a blast from the past. I don't think he'll be coming back, though. Robin, thank you for the super chat from across the pond. With my new job, I'm missing some Cheesehead TV, but I'm here today. You guys are like family. I miss the live banter. Any thoughts on the London game for the Pack? Go, Pack, go. Robin, I want that London game in the worst way. And they are the only team not to have played in London under the new push to have all the teams play in London. And the Packers are the only ones who haven't. Will it happen this year? I doubt it. But God, I'd love it. I'd love it. But as we've talked about before, Mark Murphy will never give up a home game. And most teams don't want to give up their home games against the Packers because they know I'm talking to you guys, you travel so well that they know the gate receipts are going to be good. They know the concessions are going to get sold. They know you're going to spend your money wherever the Packers go. So, yeah, that's a tricky wicket, as they like to say, in your neck of the woods. Well, it's not directly your neck of the woods, probably a little south, but you know what I mean. But yeah, that's it's going to be a tough one. I mean, they got to do it at some point, but how that happens, I'm not quite sure. But hopefully sooner rather than later. Make my burger a Sternberger. Let's go, Matt. Well played. Jarrell Casey wasn't LaFleur with the Titans when he played there. Yeah, I think he would right at the end, right? They would have crossed. Man, I'd love it. I know he's coming off an injury, and he wasn't as effective in Denver even before that injury as maybe you would hope. But, man, I like that player a lot. If they can make it work financially, I'm all in on it. But they would have to free up some cap space. The ways of doing that, starting to dwindle, but they've still got Rodgers' contract, which they haven't touched, although supposedly they are restructuring. Extending Devontae Adams is a possibility, etc. So, yeah, I'd love Casey could come play alongside Clark, but that really doesn't feel like a Brian Gutekunst move. But man, I'd be down. Brett, thanks for the super chat. Who do we sack more this year? Dalton, Goff, or Kirk? That's really good. I'm gonna say Kirk Cousins. Although Dalton's right there. Probably not Goff though. Chris, thanks for the super chat. Just give me tailgating, 80,000 fans, the national anthem, a flyover, go pack go, and bang the drum all day. Chris, you are speaking my language. I cannot wait to get back to Lambeau Field on game days in a at least somewhat normal setting. Man, I miss it. I miss it something fierce. We all have tattoos, tattooed tears from NFC Championship games. Man, Antoine, bring me down. It's Friday, man. Who blinks first, Goody or Rodgers? I don't know. It's not strictly like that, but I get what you're saying. If they were going to do something, you would have thought they had done it leading up to the start of the league year, and they didn't. Sure seems like Goody wants to keep his options as wide open as possible. And, how can Rodgers blink? Not show up? He's going to show up. He's going to play. So I don't think there's a blinking to be done here. Rob, thanks for the super chat. Oh, and 2 more pounds for Pappy Fun. Thank you, sir. I got to get a Pappy tabulator up in here. Well, I'd love to see Charlie Barons on London Telly explaining Wisconsin. That would be great. And then we could have like a English equivalent trying to explain like the boot and the lift to Wisconsin fans. It seems like 2 top NFC teams are focusing on keeping the band together, then bringing outside talent. Zero, I very much agree. Tampa Bay and Green Bay are both gearing up for another run. And I've seen, and I think we actually had a post, Ken Last put up a post yesterday at cheeseheadtv.com talking about, are the Packers better than Tampa? Look, Tampa Bay beat up on the Packers twice last year. Can't deny it. Much like the 49ers beat up on the Packers twice the year before. You never want to retool your squad or try and create your squad around another team, a singular other team. You definitely want to improve. You definitely want to develop the guys within to be better, but it should never be about trying to beat one team. That said, going to be an interesting thing to watch play out. Interesting narrative to follow. If both teams are, again, in the mix next year and the Packers have to face them again in the postseason, whoo, baby, the drama. You're going to love it. God, we were better than Tampa. Still hurts. Steven, they played a horrible game that first time around, and then they did not play their best game the second time around. Got to bring your A game. And they most certainly didn't against Tampa. But that said, Tampa won it, man. They got after the Packers, no doubt about it. Got to give it to them. Thank God for Cheesehead TV. I listened to Schneidman and Huber's podcast, and Antoine, come on, why you gotta? Don't be on here denigrating other people. Their podcast is fine. I listen to it all the time. They know what the hell they're talking about. They've got the information. They got the goods. They may not be the 69 showman that I am, waka waka, but their shit is good. It's just different. It's just a different way of presenting the information. That's all. Yeah, those are my boys. Nothing but love for them. Imagine a world where Aaron Rodgers throws TDs to a man. Wait, what? Named Whoop Filler. Draft the man. Packers. Matt on it as usual. Or should I say on one as usual? Oh my gosh. I would sure like to see more of a killer attitude this year from the defense. Paul, I'm fascinated to see what kind of adjustments we see from the naked eye perspective as far as, is the defense a little bit more aggressive? Is it a little bit nastier? How do they rally to the football, etc.? Because, there was a feeling of passiveness under Pettin that you guys have heard me talk about 100 times. But I do think that's part of the reason Matt wanted to move on. He wanted an attitude adjustment on that side of the ball. Is Barry the one to give it to him? I guess we'll see. Hey, Aaron, how do you see us replacing Linsley? Draft, free agent, internal? It'll be internal, Chad. We talked about it a little bit before. I don't doubt for a moment that there'll be a competition, but for the most part, I think the plan would most likely be to have Lucas Patrick slide over and play center. But I do think they'll have a couple of those interior guys competing for the spot. Bill, thanks for the super chat. Why did the Packers release Josh Sitton? Did you ever get an answer? No. If you'll recall, when I asked Ted down at the combine, literally, I think it was 9 months after he made the move. He said he doesn't talk about guys on other teams. And I said, well, Ted, we didn't get to talk to you after you made the decision to release him. So it seems kind of unfair. But we all know why it happened. He was butting heads with McCarthy in the locker room. It was becoming a problem, and he was always hurt. McCarthy was tired of having to adjust practice schedule for him. He was on the radio in Milwaukee bitching about play calling. It just came to a head. And so finally, Ted and Mike were like, see ya. I mean, that's the unofficial version, but that's kind of the official version. Uncultured, thanks for the super chat. When is the next Grossi-Nagler Madden match, and will it be online? Pappy's tip for the papologist. Thank you, Uncultured. Yeah, Tom and I'm sure we'll get it going at some point. Hey, look, remember, we got this stretch now. Free agency is kind of starting to dwindle down. We'll gear up for the draft. We'll do the draft. After the draft, once OTAs have come and gone and they do the mini camp, etc., there is a dead spot wherein I have no doubt there will be lots of interesting content, including Grossi and I playing a game of Madden. That will happen. No question. Still upset Leonard turned down defensive coordinator. Would have loved to have his attitude and demeanor. Yeah, Taylor, that's an interesting narrative as far as something to follow, both his career and what happens in Green Bay. I'm not like 100% sure of the wording on Tom Oates' tweet as far as if the job was offered to him. Like, it sure seems like they were talking, but then he withdrew. I don't know if the job was his to take. I mean, maybe, but it is going to be something to watch, because I think Jim would have done a phenomenal job in Green Bay. You guys have heard me say a lot of times, though, as a big jump to go from a college coordinator to a pro coordinator. But clearly he really liked his gig in Wisconsin. You do wonder if he was maybe playing his team for, the Packers for leverage with Wisconsin for a new contract, etc. But hey, good luck to him. Rock and roll. Rock and roll. Mitchell, thanks for the super chat. Who is the toughest interview on the current squad? The toughest interview? Toughest interview? I don't know. I mean, as far as like getting good stuff? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a good question. Lucas Patrick is tough. He's pretty bland, but he's got a dry, kind of deadpan sense of humor, which I appreciate. Trying to think who else. Darnell Savage is pretty milk toast. He's got a good personality, but he doesn't let it come across in his interviews when he's at least on the Zooms. I mean, he's better in the locker room. And that's the other problem, is that like the guys in the locker room are just a lot more natural, more conversational. On the Zoom interviews, it's a little bit tougher. So I don't know. There's no one that's terrible. Riley, thanks for the super chat. Bold prediction, Gary and Savage will both be all pro next season. Hey, I'm down for it. That's the kind of bold prediction I can get behind. I definitely think Gary's trending that way. Savage still got some steps to take, but hey, man, they're both trending in the right direction. I like where your head's at. I'm all in on that. Justin Harrell, worst pick. Eric, that's random. Why do I want Aaron Rodgers to call me so badly? Steven, that's between me and Aaron. I just need him to call me. All right, Aaron, if you're listening, I know you're a big Packers Daily fan. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Did we bring back BJ Raji yet? BJ Raji lives! Not yet. I will definitely be making a video if it ever happens, though. Yosh Neiman fans, have some fun today. Mick is all over Yosh. Ooh, Dawson. Wow. Eric Dickerson or Billy Sims? Wow. What a question. I'm probably going to go Dickerson, but loved watching both of them play. Two great backs. King coming back means they don't trust Josh Jackson. You think? Yeah. I don't doubt that there's any question there. And bringing King back leaves them flexibility when they're on the clock in the draft. That's another reason. Should we trade Rodgers before he falls off the age cliff like Peyton Manning? Well, I think that's part of the plan. as far as if Jordan Love develops, get out ahead of it. Better to get out a year too early than a year too late. They got 4 years to do it. Packer fans don't want to hear it, but it's a possibility. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going. I can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day, Monday through Friday, right here on Cheesehead TV and our social channels. Really means a lot that you hang out, you utilize Cheesehead TV in any way when it comes to your enjoyment of or coverage of the Packers. Please do me a monster favor and hit like on this video or subscribe to the channel and tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV, we are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great weekend. Talk to you on Monday, unless there's some breaking news later. Have a great weekend. Go Pack Go.